Welcome back, everyone, to the Song of Waves and Wind, where we have been asked to try to hire some new workers for the logging camp. Hello there, are you interested in a job at the logging camp?
How may I help you, friend?
I'm flattered to think me fitting for such a trade, but I'm already apprenticed to a smith. Well, I think that you probably must be quite qualified even for that if you can apprentice to a smith, of course. It will take up a great deal of your time. So now how about this woman over here?
How may I help you, friend?
Wait, you're asking me if I want to work at the lumber camp? You do remember me, don't you? I was one of Dravron's men. I would appreciate a second chance. When I agreed to work for Dravron, I didn't realize how far he was willing to take this little scheme. By the time I did, I felt like I was too late to back out. I'll talk to Dorbach and see if I can make amends. All right. Well, yes, that might be useful. So now, you need to speak with someone else, right? How about this woman over here? No, I don't know for sure. She does seem to be doing a lot of reading.
Gondor needs your aid.
Work for the lumber camp? Oh, count me in. I can even bring my own axe. Why do I already have an axe? What kind of woman doesn't own an axe? Alright. And who's next? Let's see if there's someone on this side of the river. Hello there, would you like to work for the lumber camp?
These are troublesome times indeed.
I was injured when the call came to make for Minas Tirith. I missed a chance to fight, but I'm all healed up now. Felling trees is what Gondor needs, then I'll do it. Alright, didn't have a chance to help in the war, so we'll help after the war. I guess that's reasonable. Now what? What about this man up here? Hello, sir?
How may I help you, friend?
You suggest that I put down my studies aside and go sweat in the forest, hacking away at trees, being eaten by insects? I'm too fine for that. Wonderful. Well, I guess that's the lot for today. Now, I guess that means getting back to Dornach. I've spoken with several candidates.
Gondor needs your aid.
That was a more successful turnout than I expected. Thank you for going into town for me. You're welcome.
Everyone tells me what a help you've been today.
If ever you decide to build a home in Gondor, come see me about sourcing your lumber. I'm sure I can offer you a more than fair price for everything you've done today. Alright. There we go. Whee! Oh, what does he need now?
If you are headed to Lamedan, could you speak to a Cooper friend of mine, Rusquin?
Yes, I have sent word to some of our neighbors that we are resuming production. And if you're heading to Lamedan, could you speak with a Cooper friend of mine? She would be happy to learn that we are back in business. Alright, I will speak to Rusquin then. Now, let's get back to town, and we need to help. Yes, we're supposed to go to Cyrudis' house. Alright, we'll see about that. This appears to be the right house, but someone's blocking the entrance. What's this all about?
She doesn't want to see you, Kaibar.
You had better find somewhere else to go. You're with the new king, just as Kaibar seems to be. You can just keep moving, same as my nephew. We were in Nethrine know the elves are behind the putting of Elisar on the throne, and we're not going to let them interfere with the lives of the Ringlow Vale. When Kaibar left, it broke his mother's heart, but it broke again when he became a puppet of elves. She doesn't want to see him. Oh boy, these people. What do you wish to do?
My Uncle Karlong may be right about me, but he is wrong about the king.
King Alessar is a good man, and he wants what's best for Gondor. I don't have time to be upset about this, Pine Leaf. I was given the task by my king, and I am going to see it done. Let us do what we can for the folk of Ethring, and perhaps my mother and my uncle will see that King Alessar is not a pawn of the elves or of anyone else. Alright, let's hear the concerns of the various villagers. Ah, here's one right over here. She stares at you with cold eyes and refuses to say anything. Oh my goodness gracious. I mean, if you're gonna want no help, then fine, but you have to be rude about it? I don't know. Well, what about this woman over here? She glares at you suspiciously and says nothing. What about this man? He murmurs that the best way to help Ethring is for you to leave. Well, I think that's a bit of a hint. They don't want our help.
Did anyone want our help?
No. I told my uncle that I would leave, if that is what my mother truly wants, but that I would like to retrieve some of my sketches that I left when I departed from Minas Tirith. And what'd he say? He said, and when I was gone, my mother burnt them all. There's nothing left for me here, and the king and queen have not arrived. We should move on to Calimbel. The king said that he might rejoin us in Lavadon. Alright. Forward then. Ah, here we are. We have made it. Oh, Garthabin excitedly calls you over to him. Oh, I'm glad somebody's happy to see me.
The king and queen have come to Calimbel.
It's true! The king and queen are here with their entire retinue. I saw them going to speak with Galligam. Ooh, look for his shop to the northwest inside the city, and you might catch a glimpse of them. Imagine that, the king and queen here in Lavadon. I never would have expected them to travel so far from Minas Tirith, and yet I saw them with my own eyes. Oh, he wasn't happy to see me. He was happy to have seen the king and queen in the area. Well, looks like he's getting a better reception here than he would have back in the Ringlow Vale, that's for sure. Well now, let's go and check out Calimbel, or whatever the name of that delightful drafts place is. Right over here. I think this is it. Let's see. Galligan's Divine and Delicate Drafts. Right. That's it. Well, it looks like we do have people from the king's retinue here. And here is Alessar, Gimli. We have Arwen over here. All over the place. Hello there, Galligam.
If there was ever any doubt that I sell only the finest of goods, let that doubt now be dispelled.
I am to be the personal merchant of the King and Queen of Gondor themselves. As always, I dreamed. You always dreamed of being the personal merchant of the King and Queen of Gondor? Do you know how many centuries it's been since there has been a King of Gondor? I mean, alright. I guess he always dreamt big. Alright, how about that one?
When I awoke this morning, I did not think I should be made the king's own merchant by the afternoon.
And yet, so it is. Let the passing of the war lead to great wealth and riches to Gallingam, personal merchant of the King and Queen of Gondor. What's this all about, ma'am?
Gallingam has been promised nothing of the kind by either my husband or myself.
Yet he seems so happy that neither of us have the heart to correct him. He's an excitable man, is he not? Yes, he can be. What do you say about that?
How were your travels? Were you able to help the folk of Dor and Ernil and the Ringlow Vale?
Oh, I did a great deal of work for the people in Dor and Ernil. Ringlow Vale, I got the lumber yard working again, but other than that, well, I'm sorry to hear that. The war wasn't easy for anyone, and I sympathize with the plight of Karabar's family, even as I believe that they treat him unfairly. I can only hope that in time they will open their hearts to him again. Our course now is to speak with Prince Imrahil in Dol Amroth. I have sent a Rotharan ahead to prepare our way. Alright, so our next path over there is to Dol Amroth, but I suspect we need to help a few people over here first. Here are a couple of people who may need some help. Hello there!
You there, adventurer! Looking for some coin in return for a simple job?
Yes, it is nearly time for the workers in the Camondurian fields outside the city to have their meal. Take up this basket and bring them their meals to them, and I'll reward you for your time. Alright, well, I guess that's better than getting a cold stare and being told that you can't help me. Well, how about this woman here? Seems to like to sell pots.
Greetings. I am Calfeth, pottery merchant and worried daughter.
Alright. My father, Mildil, was supposed to bring a shipment of pottery up to the city today, but he's not yet shown up. I am sure that he's fine, and he is want to be distracted while working with his clay, but if you're heading down to Lothgobel, would you be so kind as to look for him? There are dangerous folk lingering about Hatherdorf, and I fear that my father may wander too close to the camp in search of supplies for his craft. Alright, I will speak to him. Now, I'm going to be returning this way later, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that when I make the return trip. Oh, I was afraid that they were going to make me do that carrying channel thing that they often do, but nope. But I do need to swing around here, and I think the farms are that way. Yeah, up this way. Strike that. I really should have stayed on the road and waited until this turned off so I could use the bridge. Otherwise, that would mean swimming the river and somehow getting over the rocks, which I suppose is also possible. But sometimes going over the rocks can be rocky. Ah, here are the fields. Now, we need to bring meals to farmers, by farmers. Hello, mealtime. Oh, thank you. My stomach recently growled so loud that I thought orcs were attacking. Well, I hope we don't have any more orcs attacking in the area. I mean, I guess they are still jittery from the war. Here you go. Is this from Trevedon? Please send my thanks. Alright, I shall do so. about over here? Yep, alright, I shall tell him. Over here, we've got, another farmer. Yep, alright. Most of them just want us to send our thanks, which I guess is reasonable. So that means just one more. Perhaps I could have tried a better order for this. Alright, time to eat already? I suppose I could take a break. Hey, he got lost in his work. Well now, let's go and return to town. Lunch is delivered?
You saved me quite a bit of time today. I shall take the basket, thank you.
You're welcome. Now that that's done, let's see if there's anyone else that needs a little bit of help. What about this boy?
Psst. Can I talk to you?
You take a few steps to the side and Dramar so he can speak with you quietly. Having father at home has been really wonderful, but even though he left me in charge of Calambel when he was at war, I think he thinks I'm still just a little kid. I've been volunteering to bring messages from the city to the two beacons to show him that how responsible I am, He glances at his father and lowers his voice. Well, you see, I was on my way back from the beacons with a bag full of missives for my father when I was attacked by some annoyingly aggressive Avant. I managed to get away, but they snatched the bag from me. I haven't told him yet that I've lost it, but maybe you could help? I won't have to, yes? Can you look for it? I admit, I'm not sure I remember exactly where it was. There was a waterfall nearby, yes, I remember that much. Oh, listen, it was dark, okay? And I was running. Anyway, look for my pack near one of the waterfalls between here and the beacons. Oh, and if you can exact a vicious revenge upon those overgrown lizards, so much the better. Right. You need me to do something? I guess he has his father's right there.
Since you are heading in that direction anyhow, why don't you do us all a favor and put down as many of those annoying Avant as you can?
You mean annoyingly aggressive Avant? Yes, okay. I shall do so. Right, annoyingly aggressive Avant must be stopped. Well, I think that says it all. Oh yes, the Cooper.
I'm glad that tale ended well. And I'm glad that Dornarth finds himself in good spirits. Perhaps he will be inclined to offer me a discount on my next order.
Ah, but where are my manners? I have yet to properly introduce myself. Alright, Rosgwin, it's time to introduce yourself.
Greetings, I am Rusquin, maker of fine barrels and crates.
Alright, so when you declare yourself as a maker of fine barrels and crates, you dip your voice down an octave. Yes, if you are looking for work, I am in need of someone to collect wood outside the city walls. Fear not, for I shan't ask you to chop it yourself. I did that already yesterday and left it there to dry a bit. No sense in my lugging it back to this hill when I can pay a coin to have some some fine individual to gather it for me. Yeah. Alright. Diplomacy is not her high skill. Ah! Here's a guard. Hello there. Need any help?
You there! I charge you with assisting Columbell.
Aha! Oh, I recognize you! Word of your deeds has even reached those of us who spend most of our days underground. And Dunach, the other guard who works at this prison with me, has gone missing. I can't leave my post any longer to search for him, but Perhaps you could keep an eye out for him? Alright, I will look for Dunach. Alright, let's see. So where is this guard? And maybe he's just having a drink or something like that. Well, let's see. Hey. That doesn't look good. A trail of blood leads away from the slain guard. Oh? Uh-huh. This leads quite a distance away. It leads out of the city. Where would this lead? We have to find that out in the next episode of The Song of Waves and Wind.